Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 9th episode of Kanojo. Are you ready to watch more of the show? Because I'm never truly ready, but I'm excited to do so. So let's jump on in and see exactly what could possibly happen in this episode. I can't even guess. So let's just check it out. 3, 2, 1, play. You did say that. I remember that definitely. I love her recapping ability. Can she recap just all the anime that I watch? Okay, are we gonna have a... Yeah, we're gonna have our confrontation. Our conversation. Back to the roof. Where all the excitement goes down in this show. Hey, Saki did follow. that's the heat. I don't know, you were so subtle about it. I couldn't tell you. Yeah, Saki is always on point. How did he find out? Where did I go wrong? I'm gonna drink some of my water now. Yeah. And some of the walking animation. I haven't really talked about it, but it does look good in this opening. Some of those walking shots. I wonder if a person could guess what the show is about from watching this opening. The opening would not truly prepare them for the show, regardless. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Back into it. The Tsune's Data gets outed. That's a sentence. Okay. I never noticed. Mistakenly. Tell her what you actually think. Really? Okay, she nailed. Yeah, that part is definitely a part she would focus on. Yep, here we go, and this is what I was hoping for. Would have been better to do in the middle of class, but I'll take what I can get. Saki knows what's coming. uh. What do you say to that? What, you're saying women don't have their Hatsujoki? Yeah, she is the one that's wrong. Could have fooled me. Yeah, if you deny that, you kind of have to give the real reason. Are you ready for that? Ready to go past it soon to the dead end, or whatever the title said? Yeah, that would be ridiculous. The position she's put in here is just great. Maybe the nicest thing she said about him. Yeah, it doesn't really, yeah, doesn't get to the meat of it. You know, you're kind of insulting her. Jeez. Yeah, buy this in there. Yeah, that would be easier. What? Well, I guess that's an okay excuse. He doubts a cold more than the Hatsujoki. As someone said at the same time she did. Yeah, let's just go with that. For her sake. I'm sure she would love that. Crap, she found us out. Yeah. Hypotheticals. That is a good question, though. Would you welcome her in? She's just been watching from a distance the whole time. Worth it. Well, you said it pretty clearly. Good thing she just has a cold. But still. Obviously it was a little bit roundabout, but it was still a rejection, so it probably stings a little bit for Rika, who's probably going to cry. To be fair, he does have a couple already, but... Okay. I'm glad she's able to... I believe that. Boy, do I believe that. I'm glad she didn't cry, though. I was kind of preparing myself for that, but... Especially because she, like, pushed them out to be alone, you know? Okay, she's back. Her cool pose. What could she possibly say here? Is it gonna be like a big love confession? Wow, it actually is. In front of everyone, like straight up middle class. Okay. Well, there you go. We finally cross that tsundere threshold. It's not often you confess after getting rejected. What do you think this is? Boku. What's the show called? Boku wa Tomodachi ga Tsukunai. Yeah, say it again, please. I think everyone wants to hear it clearly. Maybe get their recorders out. Well, no mishearing that. I mean, she started this, to be fair. But yeah, the embarrassment level is probably pretty high right now. What are you gonna do? Is she dragging him out of the classroom again? Okay. Are we stuck in a loop? Because man, the deja vu. Oh, is she gonna actually watch this time? Yeah, because she knows something pretty interesting, pretty dramatic, pretty exciting is going on. She probably doesn't want to miss it. Now I guess I'm the only one out of the breath. What do you... Went to our secret spot. Okay. I heard a little bit of stuttering there, but yeah. Yeah, because that wouldn't work. That is, I mean, that is a tsundere way, I guess, but... like, why not? My logic is so perfect. It's my way of doing things. Yeah, you can't force your way of thinking onto someone else. Well. You know, the way you stood up to the dad and all that? Yeah, that stuff. Got some real doki doki there. Saved your YouTube channel and everything. That sounded worse in English. Yeah, we would do a lot together. Would they? Yeah, I don't think so. he's not wrong. Yeah, logic, reasoning, conventions, none of it stops this fact. Where did her life go so wrong? Yeah, 2 hands, 2 girlfriends. If she hasn't given up now, I don't see that happening. I mean, she confessed in front of the entire class twice. Your suggestion has been rejected. Yeah, I mean, it's not up to you who she likes. I was wondering what was in that head of hers. Gee, she does have a bad. And that's why she moved into his yard. Is she gonna kiss him? She's gonna kiss him, isn't she? Well, she just did this in front of both his girlfriends. She really is a bold one. I don't think either of them have done this yet, have they? So, this lucky man. Alright, can you even get to that window shaking like that? What? I don't see that happening. Well, she said her piece. This was an eventful day for her, and she apparently heard all that. So much for that secret. She'll have an interesting time going to school tomorrow. Yeah, where do we go from here? It was a fairly lengthy one too. That's a great question. If I was him, it would have made me hard as a rock. Yeah, I guess she does kind of have to put up with a lot to be his girlfriend. Poor Saki. I don't think that's why. Right, so they haven't. That's what I thought. And yet... and yet another girl, who's not the girlfriend, just did it in front of both of you. What do you say of Naoya? What could you possibly say to make either of them feel any better? Just roll credits, show's over. Nice boat ending. That is what he opted to say. After all that thinking, that's what he came up with. I love this man. Yeah, but if we do it now, it can be kind of like an indirect kiss with Rika, which will be great. Don't answer this question, it's a trap. Was there or was there not Doki Doki? Well, just make the mood. Put on the bunny girl outfit and we'll go from there. Well, thank you for clarifying. I guess I kind of get it. It'd be funny if Nagisa took his kiss right now. I've loved you and thought you were cute for a while, Saki. I'm sure he's the same. Are you not excited right now? Are you about to do it right now? No. I want the both of them to kiss him in the same scene whenever it does happen. Like taking turns, going back and forth. Be great. What? Okay. Oh god, how hard did he hit that ground? That was grass. He must have really pounded it. He pounded the ground so hard blood came out. It's probably Earth's first time. Definitely. The both of you should bang Naoya like in front of Rika. Like have her tied up or something. Let's gain lots of experience. Yeah, you know, that would be a good thing to do, you know, as boyfriend and girlfriends go on a date occasionally. We just gotta jump to living together. I like you, Saki. I knew you were great. Actually, it's a pretty big surprise for several reasons that she would suggest that. Yeah, I'm not gonna complain. Hot Spring episode, let's go next time. It's surprising because, like, Saki obviously self-conscious about her chest size, and Hot Spring is a chance for other people to see her chest, so it's a little bit surprising on that basis to me. She even tried to blame her chest for the reason why things went so horribly this episode. Gotta drink some more water, I need it. The show is just insane as always. Just Rika. And also, she might be relevant soon, because she actually knows the secret, so she should do something with that, you know, presumably. She knows about the two timing, which, well, apparently is never going to escalate to 3 timing. Because even Rika was like, I'm not gonna become third girlfriend. I'm gonna take you from them, and I'll be your number one only girlfriend. That was kind of her plan. That's just so different, though. But any kind of stinger? Well, no, just our preview. Okay, that was the 9th episode of Kanojo mo Kanojo. So, what do I say? What do I say about this episode? Where do I begin? Just give me a second to kind of collect my thoughts. So, where do we start with this episode? Obviously, we had the scene where Naoya pretty much confronts Rika in the classroom and tells her, kind of apologizes to her for getting the wrong impression that she likes him, right? Because Saki was nice enough to explain to him the truth behind why she's been blushing and stuff this whole time. But like, we had Rika kind of focus on the wrong part of it. She eventually focused on the right part of it, but for that scene, she was more into the whole, like, he knows aspect, right? Because from her perspective, she's just trying to keep it secret. She doesn't want him to know. It kind of goes in line with the whole tsundere thing. And she is definitely a tsundere. Like, with some characters, you know, it's kind of debatable whether they qualify as a tsundere or not. With her, it's like, it's very, 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 very clear. So we had like 2 or 3 episode titles that had tsundere mentioned in them. So I actually want to go back. Where did it say the name of the episode? I want to read the title again. Yeah, the Tsun's dere gets outed. Yeah, Tsun no dere ga bare. So that's yeah, that's could you imagine somebody who doesn't speak weeb trying to make sense of what the heck that title means? Anyway, that was the name of the title because it's, and I think that's why it was called that, because her tsundere-ness was very relevant to the episode. I'll get to that in a second, but first thing we did after dragging him to the roof, because she wanted to talk more about this whole thing. Like, how does he know? Like, she kept it so secret. So we talked about that for a little bit, right? But then eventually she focuses on a bit of a different word, the word being mistakenly, because after she got past the initial shock of, oh my god, he knows, we could transition over to, what does it mean by mistakenly? Like, I do love him, I'm surprised he knows that, but it's a true fact, even though I won't admit it, but like, what does he mean by mistakenly? And then we were able to clarify that. What did he say in the English subs? You're just horny, and it doesn't matter who. You're just in the heat, and you can't control your urges. You know, hatsujoki is a Japanese term for it. Yeah, he basically just said exactly what Saki had told him. And, you know, Saki, before he even said it, like, she obviously knows where it's going, and she knows that Rika's not going to take too kindly to it, because that's a horrible impression of her to be given to him by her pronouns get all mixed up, but she's not happy that Rika gave him that impression. So she's trying to like fight against it. And then Saki kind of goes on defensive, like, yeah, she's lying. Eventually, she makes up the excuse of having a cold, which actually was a decent excuse because sometimes your face can be red and stuff. But the fact that she's still very energetic, that kind of contradicted that a little bit. But then we kind of transitioned to him being like, okay, like, pretending to buy the cold excuse, like, for her sake. Where I want to go back to that part. Yeah, we have Saki just like slide over to his ear, and she's just like, it's embarrassing to have to admit to being in the heat. So yeah, basically, yeah, being like subtly saying stuff like, just roll with the cold excuse, okay? Let's not embarrass her too much. But she could tell like something wasn't quite right, and the facade broke down pretty quickly. But and I think she hit him as well. So the entire scene is just insane, and Nagisa just watching from a safe distance the whole time. But eventually she kicked him out because he kind of like made it fairly clear that he's not. The third girlfriend thing is not going to happen. I was pretty sure at a few points that it was going to happen, but, you know, over gradually since back during the camping episodes, eventually it's kind of dawned on me that no, he's actually serious about drawing the line there. Like, at this point, it's been made clear to I think, everyone, even her. She hasn't given up on him yet, though. That's pretty clear, because, although I did like how she kind of like got like hyped herself up to like yelling about how she's, you know, a big bad meat tuber or whatever she was saying. She was like, you know, getting herself all jazzed up, and then ran back to the classroom to just straight up confess to him in front of everyone. Like, she could have done it on the roof where there'd be more privacy, but she did it in a way where now there's just going to be rumors and people are going to talk about this, and it's going to be quite something. And of course, because of his, you know, awkwardness, whatever you want to call it, he just kind of makes it worse, asking her to say it again and all that. But I did like how she didn't back down. She had that really cool look on her face. I like, well, it's that look on her face. And she just, yeah, she said it again, made it very clear, and then dragged him out of the classroom for the second time in the episode. So then they went to go get some privacy and then talk through some things more. She made it very clear her position, even though he kept trying to be like, but I'll help you find another guy, you know, I'll promise I'll get you a great boyfriend. And she's like, no, my head is filled with nothing but you. Having another boyfriend is out of the question. I love you regardless of what you say, what you do, how many concubines you have around you. I still love you. You know, you're awesome, you're cool, you're the best. Just, you know, kiss. That's kind of how that went. This girl just kissed this man in front of both his girlfriends, neither of which have kissed him yet. So they can just stand there in awe. It's almost as if that last episode's NTR scene was kind of like preparing the audience for the true NTR right here. So, man, Rika's had a hell of an arc over the past 10,000 episodes. Like, however many episodes she's been relevant, it feels like it's been a while. Right, she's not even a girlfriend, and yet I feel like now she's had like the most focus like for a while. Like they've taken a step back a little bit here and there to kind of remind the audience that Saki and Nagisa do exist, and although their main role lately has been just kind of like playing defense, keeping her out of that hypothetical third girlfriend slot, helping Naoya maintain that line. That's kind of been their role for a while because Rika's been on the offensive. So, but yeah. That looked like a very pleasant kiss. Saki asked him later on if, you know, he was turned on by it, and I'd be shocked if he wasn't. I was a little bit turned on by it, and I was at a safe distance. So, I'm sure there was a tent down there. I can almost guarantee it. But I like how she was like all shaky and stuff afterwards because it was her first kiss. It was a pretty intense one, clearly, in front of both the girlfriends. Like, there's got to be a lot of emotions, a lot of adrenaline, a lot of all that flowing through her. So I can only imagine just, yeah, the sea of emotion is just kind of like flowing through this girl that can probably barely manages to climb out that window. And then we had the scene of everyone just kind of like sitting on that very familiar hill. Like, I feel like I've seen a similar hill in, like, a lot of other anime. But both Nagisa and Saki have, like, dead eyes. Both just kind of contemplating life, wondering where they went wrong, where things went wrong. How does it feel to be kissed by another girl in front of your own girlfriends? That question was asked. Man, like, I feel bad for them, but it's still funny. But, no, they didn't kiss in this scene. I was kind of, like, 50-50 on whether or not they would. You know, maybe an attempt to like overwrite the memory, right, while it's still fresh. But no, the alternate solution, which is just wait until the time is right and have the kiss be even better than the one with Rika. It's a bit of a flawed plan because if that was his first kiss, which I assume it was, then no other kiss is gonna really compete because you're gonna have the most emotional attachment to that one, right? That's why they say things like, you know, have your first time be with someone special because you always remember it. Like, you probably heard that line before. And, yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to compete with that. It was a pretty legendary kiss right there. They can try. I look forward to them trying. The best way they could compete with it is to both do it at the same time. Like three tongues just violently competing for mouth space. That would be a good way to compete with it. But anything short of that, probably not going to work. But still, I look forward to it nonetheless. But whew, this was a spicy episode. I mean, a lot of them are, but also like how Nagisa and Saki kind of took turns with you know, talking about the whole kiss thing. Like Saki gets all close to him, backs up, Nagisa's like, me too, and then does the same thing. So there's a lot of good stuff this episode. So it really is a really crazy show. Just like, it's so crazy because some shows you might think a guy, he already has a girlfriend, so the other girls don't have a chance on that basis, but they still want to be with them, you know, but he doesn't want to cheat on them or anything, so he maintains that one girl status. But having that same sort of concept, but just you up it by one girlfriend, it's amazing how just different of a feel that kind of makes the show have. Because I've seen shows where none of them are girlfriends, but they all want to be, and shows where only one of them is girlfriend, but plenty of them still want to be. Monogatari comes to mind. But two girlfriends, this is probably a first. If you know another anime that has a character that has two girlfriends that are like actually acknowledged to be his girlfriends, but still plenty of other girls that still want to be his girlfriend as well. If you know any shows like that, feel free to let me know, because I would be curious. So also, he just head pounded that ground so damn hard. Jesus Christ, I can't get over that. Because that was grass. Like, you know how hard you have to hit dirt grass to make your head bleed? Like, with one hit? Like, I almost feel like that should. I mean, it is possible that there was like a little sharp rock that was like in just a wrong right spot, and just hit him. That'd probably be the most likely thing, honestly. So, oof. Always a spicy show. Just, we got so many great facial expressions and stuff, and blushing from Rika. That was probably half the enjoyment of the episode for me. So, man, because she had one hell of an episode. Just probably the most eventful day of her life, unless you count the dad phone incident. But yeah, and also hot springs. Apparently, we might have a hot spring episode next episode, which would be great. Hot spring episodes, they're always a lot of fun. Especially if they had mixed bathing, which I assume they're not going to, but I'm sure we'll have some way of them meeting up there in a compromising position. I'm saying Saki's chest will probably be seen by Naoya somehow in the episode, is kind of what I'm trying to say. But, yeah, that's all I got to say. I quite enjoyed the episode. I continue to enjoy this show. It's a special one, definitely. It's one of those shows that's gonna just like stick with me for a while. Not like one of those shows where you watch it during the season, you're like, okay, that was cool, I guess, and then never think about it again. Now this show, a couple years down the line, I'm gonna be thinking about this show. I can almost guarantee that. But yeah, so if you enjoyed this reaction, I hope you click the like button, support me on Patreon, and comment, subscribe. Anything else you can think of really would be great too. But bye bye.